With this winter season approaching quickly, Lloydminster residents are looking to plan their sunny getaways, and one local travel agency is busy booking vacations. With the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, traveling abroad hasn't been a popular activity for many Canadians. Now, with more people vaccinated, Rachel Lambert, owner of CWT Vacations, says a lot of people are booking trips and lifted advisories are encouraging more people to book.
Last week, the government took away the avoid all non-essential travel warning. So you go to travel.gc.ca, and that's where all the government advisories for international travel are. And taking that away has big implications. It means insurance is valid again. Yeah, so exciting. So people, if you're fully vaccinated, it says proceed with caution and travel can happen.
As of November 30th, those not fully vaccinated will not be eligible to travel except for a few limited exceptions. Questions are being raised on whether travel insurance covers COVID-19, and Lambert adds it now does.
The biggest, most important thing is just making sure you have out-of-country health and medical. And if you are fully vaccinated, COVID is now covered. If you get sick and hospitalized with COVID in another country, if you are vaccinated, you do have medical coverage for that. That'll look after you. And when the pandemic started, that wasn't the case. They wouldn't have covered you if you got sick with COVID abroad, but now they do.
All travelers need to put their health information in the Arrive Can app before they can leave the country. And currently, travelers need a negative COVID-19 test before they return to the country.
Biggest hurdle that's still out there is you do have to get a PCR test done within 72 hours of returning home. And a positive test could cause you to get stuck in destination. So that's people's biggest hesitancy about going.
Lambert also advises travelers to read up on local rules and regulations before they head out on their trips. Operation Christmas Child is underway in the city. Shoeboxes are now available for pickup. Josh Howerlack has the details.
The Samaritan's Purse Operation Christmas Child is underway. The project asks people to pack shoeboxes with gifts and hygiene products to be sent to children living in areas of poverty, war, and disaster.
There are 102 recipient countries who have requested from Samaritan's Purse to receive these shoeboxes. And the countries request that because they know the wonderful positive effect that shoeboxes have on their children.
For this year, donations from Canada will primarily be sent to children living in the west coast of Africa.
So there are several ways of doing this. You can pack a box personally, or you can purchase a prepackaged box, or you can pack online.
Boxes can be picked up at Sobeys, Walkin' on Water, Dollar Store and more, and the Southridge Community Church. Once packed, there are a variety of drop-off locations including Spiro's, Silverwood Toyota, Safeway, Sobeys, and the Southridge Community Church.
We can accept those shoe boxes anytime now. All these businesses are set up to receive the boxes, but the deadline is really the 15th to the 20th. That's what we call collection week.
Boxes can be filled with hygiene products like toothbrushes and soap, also toys, clothes, and pictures or letters from your family. Organizers are also looking for cash donations with the shoeboxes to help cover the costs of shipping and delivering.
This is a really, really important opportunity for each one of us to impact the life of somebody that we may never meet.
More information on how to get involved or how to pack your shoebox can be found at SamaritansPurse.ca. Josh Howerlack, Primetime Local News.
After a leave of absence, one of Lloydminster's longest endured festivals is back and ready to spruce up the holiday season. For more, here's Tate Laycraft.
Joining me this Friday afternoon is Pamela Bicott, as she's here to talk about the upcoming Festival of Trees in Lloydminster. So Pam, diving right in, after a 2-year break for the Festival of Trees, what is its return going to look like on November 25th?
So we're actually able to work with the Saskatchewan health protocols. So we're able to actually have a full event again. It's limited to only 150 people. So it's a smaller gala in the Lakeland cafeteria. And so people will join us. The doors open at 6, short program 6:30. We have a full Christmas supper at 7, and then we get into the fun festivities of the tree auction, live auctions, and of course there's live music throughout the evening as well.
And the goal of the festival is to help raise money for the Richard Larson Bar Colony Foundation. So, for people who are maybe unfamiliar with it, could you just speak to what it aims to fund?
Certainly. So the Richard Larson Bar Colony Foundation is a foundation that works to support preserving the art, culture, history of our area, and they work together with the Heritage Society and the museum to be able to do that. So previous projects include like Rendell House, which has gotten lots of coverage. We had the first pumper truck, like fire truck of Lloydminster that they restored. And so this year's funds, we're hoping to put into further renovations for the Turvey service station, which is located on their grounds already. And then things like long-term projects such as the Rendell Barn. So.
And what kind of trees are going to be available, and where did you guys get them from?
So the trees, they're artificial trees that people can purchase, and there is one metal tree, and we've had great community sponsors come up. So for each tree, there's a sponsor that decorates it, and then another one who actually sponsors the purchase of the trees. And so we've got, some pretty great sponsors that way.
Then, just before we say goodbye, for anyone who might be interested in attending the festival, buying some tickets online, where is the best place for them to go?
So they can either visit us at the Richard Larson Bar Colony Foundation website. We have a Festival of Trees Facebook page, which is active with some different things, or they can give us a call at 780-205-9433. And people want to get their tickets right away. We're over a third sold out already in less than a week of tickets being available. And they're available to pick up in person at Olive and Birch, or there again, they can call me and charge by phone.
Thanks so much for doing this, Pam.
Now Shelby Clark will take a look at your weather forecast and the northern lights in the border city. Thanks so much, Jasmine. Yes, taking a first look at your weather forecast, we are going to have some photos of what some people here in the border city caught of those northern lights. We have some photos coming up later on in the forecast, but for right now here in the border city, we are sitting at 9 degrees with a mix of some sun and cloud. We are seeing a more beautiful day today, but it will be cooling down later on through the weekend, unfortunately. But switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan, on the Alberta side, they're seeing some cooler temperatures, especially up in this area here with Lac La Biche at 4 degrees, 8 and 9 degrees in Cold Lake, Bonnyville, and St. Paul. Now over down in this area here, they are seeing some warmer temperatures, those double-digit temperatures with 10 degrees in Vegreville, 12 degrees in Wainwright and Edmonton, while Vermilion is sitting at 11 degrees and Provost is the warmest, sitting at that 13-degree mark. Switching over to our Saskatchewan side here, they're seeing mostly cooler temperatures across the board there on that side, except for down here, Macklin is sitting at 13 degrees at their warmest, 6 degrees in Isla Crosse and Pierceland, 7 in Green Lake there, 9 degrees in Meadow Lake and here in the border city as well. And St. Walburg is sitting at 8 degrees while Mason is at 10 degrees. And as we switch over to overnight for here in the border city, we will be going down to a low of -2, so we will be cooling down quite a bit with a couple clouds in sight. But tomorrow we will be seeing not so bad of a temperature with 8 degrees there. We will be seeing a slightly high chance of some showers throughout the day here in the border city with a mix of some sun and cloud. And as we go over to our 3-day forecast for here in the border city, as I was saying, we will be seeing 7 degrees for Saturday with a mix of some sun and cloud. Sunday will be ending off a little bit cloudier skies at 6 degrees there to end it off a little bit cooler. And we will be keeping on track with those cooler temperatures starting off next week on Monday with 4 degrees. Now let's switch over to some photo submissions, as we were saying from that story and what Jasmine brought up here. Look at some of these photos that people have submitted. Bryce, thank you for submitting this. What a beautiful shot. I love seeing this. It was great. Good to see like a landscape photo like that to show off those lights. Switch over to Monique. This is a great one. It was really close up and I love seeing that little swirl there of the lights. Great to see a lot of people's submissions that were posted on our post there on Facebook. And thank you to Sarah as well for submitting this photo. I love seeing all your guys' submissions. Thank you for being able to provide us with some photos to share for all our viewers. And that's all we have for now. We'll have more news coming up after the break. Welcome back. The Lloydminster Exhibition's Stockade Roundup will wrap up Saturday afternoon after a week of shows. Thursday afternoon was all about the juniors. Jillian Coate has the story.
Cattle shows are often a family affair, and Thursday afternoon the young competitors got a chance to show off their skills at the Lloydminster Exhibition Junior Show.
Big sweeping rib shape to her, lots of width across her top. She has lots of depth of rib and volume. Just a really complete individual to start the class off today.
Junior competitors were in the ring Thursday to compete for the title of Grand Champion Female or Grand Champion Bull Calf.
It went good. I got third place in my class. I went up against a bunch of other females that were age similar to her and were soon to have their first calves.
Kaylor Eaton is with Bar SK Cattle and was one of the local competitors in the shows, showing a Charolais yearling heifer. He received strong feedback from the judges.
Said that she was very powerful, very strong, and would be a good mama cow.
Having a strong animal won't necessarily win championships. Kyler said showmanship is equally as important.
You need to present them well with making them being able to be seen and set up in a certain way with the back left foot in front of the other foot.
From making eye contact with the judges to staying composed when their animal just doesn't want to, competitors use a variety of tricks to help show that they have what it takes to become an established show person.
So show sticks are basically to keep them calm in the ring and keep them occupied while the judge is looking at your animal.
The judge commended the competitors for their skills and said that the next generation of the cattle business is in good hands. Jillian Coate, Primetime Local News.
And speaking of cattle, now we'll take a look at your agriculture prices. After going 3-2-1 in the regular season and picking up a 1 win in the playoffs, a member of the Lakeland College women's soccer team is being acknowledged. Evan Kenny has more.
It was a season full of firsts for the Rustlers women's soccer team. First playoff game, first playoff win, first time being nationally ranked, and, to add to the list, Laith Matlick is the first Lakeland College women's soccer coach to win the ACAC's North Women's Soccer Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I was pumped, man. I was excited for sure. I was happy. I was definitely happy. You know, like I was not only happy for myself, I was happy for the team, because like I feel like it's a overview of how the team did.
While Matlick's name is on the award, the credit goes to the players.
Yeah, great. I'm happy, and yeah, okay, I did do a good coaching job, but as well the girls performed very well and they bought in extremely well, and you can tell by just we were first place, right? 4 out of 6 games, man, like that. It's unbelievable, and I'm very, very impressed and proud of the girls.
Matlick has been with the team for just 3 years and only 2 seasons. He says this season is the building blocks for the future.
As the program thrived this year, and I hope future years that we can hold the standard and continue to thrive. And okay, it doesn't have to be a coach of the year, but man, you know, a North Division final, that would be sweet, you know, or a banner on the wall, that would be sweet. So I look forward to the future, man. And you know, I always think dream big, man. Like you never know what can happen. As long as you put those feelers out there, you get them back.
The Rustlers were knocked out in the second round of playoffs with a 3-1 loss to Nate. While the award is nice,
and you know, I would give it away for the championship, but
Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Now Shelby Clark will take a second look at today's forecast. Thanks,
Jasmine, now taking another look at your weather forecast. We'll be starting off with taking a look at temperatures around the central region of Alberta and Saskatchewan here. On the Alberta side, they are seeing a lot warmer temperatures, with most at that double-digit degree point here, except for in Athabasca and Cold Lake, they're at 6 and 8 degrees. Whitecourt and Rocky Mountain House are both at that 10-degree mark. 12 in Edson and Edmonton, while Jasper is sitting at 11 degrees, and Red Deer is the warmest, sitting at 13. And switching over to our Saskatchewan side here, they're seeing a lot cooler temperatures, except for in Saskatoon and North Battleford. They're at 11 and 12 degrees there, so they're slightly a bit warmer as well, while Meadow Lake is at 9 degrees and the rest are sitting at that 8-degree point. And as we go back across the region here to temperatures overnight tonight, we are going to be seeing slightly warmer than what we've been seeing earlier on in the week. Isla Crosse will be seeing possibly the warmest there, with a low of that 0 mark throughout the night. A low of -1 in Wainwright and Bonnyville tonight. A low of -2 for Provost and Pearson and Unity there. Paradise Hill will be seeing a low of -3, and Murnum will be seeing a low of -4, while Meadow Lake will be seeing a low of -3 as well. Most will be seeing more cloudier skies throughout the night, while Murnum will be seeing a higher chance of some flurries throughout the night, but most will be seeing more cooler temperatures tonight. And as we switch over to temperatures tomorrow across the region, we will be just cooling down maybe a degree or 2 tomorrow for starting off the weekend on Saturday here across the region. In most places, they'll be ranging from around 6 to 9 degrees in most areas, except for on the Saskatchewan side there. Isla Crosse and Green Lake will be seeing 4 degrees, so they'll be seeing the coolest temperatures for tomorrow. And switching over to our 7-day forecast for here in the border city. Saturday, as I was saying, we will be cooling down to 7 degrees, but we will be seeing a mixture of some sun and cloud. We were possibly going to be seeing some showers tomorrow, but we won't be seeing too high of a possibility of that anymore. Sunday will be ending off the weekend with 6 degrees and a little bit cooler with a lot more cloudier skies. And we'll be keeping on track with that cooler temperatures throughout next week, starting off on Monday at that 4-degree point with a mix of some sun and cloud. Tuesday and Wednesday we'll see cloudier skies, especially on Tuesday at that 1-degree point. 2 degrees on Wednesday, and we will be seeing a high chance of the first flurries for here in the border city. Unfortunately, it's finally coming. And then Thursday and Friday will be ending off next week there a little bit cooler with -1 on Thursday with a mix of some sun and cloud, and Friday with that 0 point. Now we'll be taking a little bit more photo submissions here to be seeing what everybody submitted on our post. I'm going to be starting doing for our weather segment, seeing some photos that people are taking in the border city. Starting off, we have this one from Sean. Look at this beautiful photo, and he's got his doggo there in the picture. I love it. You got that nice rainbow in the back there. What great photo there. We have another one here from Dale. If anybody else saw that beautiful sunset, I think it was last week there, it was gorgeous. It colored the sky pink, and it was pink all over. So I'm glad to see that some people were out there and got some nice photos while it was out. And the last one here, we have one from Sonia, and this is at Bud Miller Park here. What a beautiful photo. I think everybody wishes they may have been at Bud Miller Park when this sunset hit to get all these nice photos, but I'm really glad that we do have some people that were able to submit. I will be posting more next week if anybody wants to post more of their photos, and that's all we have for now. We'll have more news coming up after the break. Joining us today, as always, for this week's entertainment panel is the lovely Abby St. John, who is actually doing it from home today. Thank you for giving the time to speak with us.
Of course.
Now we're going to be starting off with some interesting news for all those Gal Gadot fans out there. She's going to be actually in the Snow White live-action remake here, and she's supposed to be the evil queen. Tell us more about this.
Yes, so a while ago, Disney announced that they are making a live-action remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and it was said that Rachel Zegler has been cast as Snow White. She's also going to be in West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, as Maria. So she's more of a new up-and-coming actress in the film world. So that's very exciting. And Gal Gadot, most famous for her role in Wonder Woman as Wonder Woman. She's been cast as the Evil Queen, and I think that's really exciting. I think she's a fantastic choice for it. I think she exudes that kind of power that the Evil Queen has from, the original animated version. So I think she was a great choice for that role. Now, there's not too much that we know as of yet. We know that it's a remake of the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and Mark Webb is directing it. But other than that, we don't have much other information. There's really no set date for when we can expect to see it. But seeing as they did cast Gal Gadot, it is hopeful that they will be starting production here soon, and hopefully we'll get a bigger cast on, who the prince is going to be, who the dwarves are going to be. So it's going to be exciting to see how this movie plays out and where it goes from here and who they cast going forward, because Gal Gadot is such a big name. It brings a question on if they're really going for those A-lister stars, those big names out there to fill the rest of the cast.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see who's actually going to be casted for that remake, the live action movie, of course. And I think she's going to be a perfect choice for the Evil Queen. She's just so beautiful, gorgeous. Yet, she can also, seem dangerous as well. So I think she's going to be a perfect choice for this, and it's going to be fascinating to actually be able to watch it. Now, moving on, there is a lot of talk about this. You and I even went and saw it last night in theaters. Eternals is now out. So far, the reviews are not looking so good, especially with Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes shows that is at 50% on it. IMDb shows that it's got 7 out of 10 for their rating. And now the audience review, from what we were seeing, is actually over 80%. It's kind of weird to see how different the scores are, but personally, I think it was such a great movie.
Yeah, this is actually the first Marvel movie to receive a Rotten Critic rating. It's actually now at 49%, so it has been going down. Earlier this week, it was at 54, and then it slowly started going down throughout the week. That's the critic rating. Critics aren't really liking this film. There's a couple reviews. New York Magazine, with Eternals, Marvel proves itself to be nothing more than a staid, lumbering black hole. Eternals sags under many conflicting demands that the film attempts to cater to. There's a lot of really rough reviews coming from critics, but then you mentioned the audience rating now is 89%. So you can see that audiences are starting to really like it. The film came out officially today, with early release yesterday. I thought it was fantastic, and I think Marvel fans are really going to enjoy it. It's a little different than a normal Marvel movie, especially, we had the Avengers for so long, and now we have a new group called the Eternals. So it is definitely a switch over. It's different. It's new. You're introduced to different powers, to different heroes, to different villains, and you're also, it's expanding on the MCU. Because the MCU is ginormous. I think this film is fantastic. I thought it was beautifully shot. We had a director, Chloe Zhao, directing it, and I think she did a fantastic job, really showcasing the visually. I thought it was very appealing. I thought the actors and the cast was fantastic. I think they did a spot on job choosing who to cast for each character. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Despite the harsh critic rating, I think it's going to do really well in the box office, and I think Marvel fans are really going to enjoy it because there's something different, and it really does set up for the next few phases going forward within the MCU. So I definitely wouldn't let the critic rating and the comments discourage you from seeing it, because I think it was fantastic, and I think a lot of Marvel fans are really going to enjoy it.
Yes, exactly as you said, very visually appealing is what I agree with, especially. And also that on-screen chemistry that a lot of the actors had with each other. They had a great dynamic, they had great chemistry, they had really funny jokes in the movie. I thought it was a great movie. That's why I'm glad we were able to speak about this, because it is very interesting to see how the critics have been rating it, giving it, bad, harsh comments and everything. So I agree. I hope people aren't listening to those and seeing it and just discouraging from going in and seeing it and, going going and checking out for yourself because it ended up being really good. Even for people that aren't big time Marvel fans, I don't suppose like you need to see all those last Marvel movies to watch it. I thought it was good, but even by itself of just seeing it entirely separately, maybe just knowing what happened in Endgame, maybe giving it a chance, just knowing just kind of how it ended off, maybe know all that information before watching it. But personally, yeah, it was a great movie. So for everybody watching this, hopefully you will give it a chance and go to the theaters and check out Eternals. But that's all the time we have for this week's entertainment panel. Once again, thanks so much for joining us today, Abby.
Thank you.
The Legacy Center here in Lloydminster is gearing up to celebrate their 30th birthday, and they want you to be a part of the fun by taking part in their drive-through roast beef supper. You'll be able to pick up a delicious meal on Sunday, November 21st, as long as you pre-order your plate. They're asking you to pre-order that roast beef meal by noon on November the 19th. It's $20 a plate, and it supports your local senior center. So call the Legacy Center office today or stop by and place that order for a delicious meal that you can enjoy on November 21st. The Lloydminster Concert Series will get underway next Friday, November 12th at the Vic Juba Community Theatre when you have a chance to see John Wart Hannum. He's an award-winning folk, country, western singer-songwriter, and he's going to grace the stage at the Vic Juba Community Theatre coming up next Friday night. The first in a great series that will include other great shows like Chantal Kreviazek later on this month, and into the new year some great shows as well, including Royal Wood. To get your tickets and to get all the details, you can go online to vicjubatheatre.ca. This Thursday is November 11th. It's Remembrance Day. The Lloydminster branch of the Royal Canadian Legion will once again be hosting a virtual service this year. You'll be able to watch the service via their Facebook page. There will be a live stream on Thursday morning. You'll also be able to listen to it on Real Country 95.9. The branch in Vermilion of the Royal Canadian Legion, they will be hosting an in-person service. It will be outdoors at the Cenotaph, and they're asking if you do choose to attend to make sure you maintain your physical distance and also follow all AHS guidelines to make sure everyone stays safe. If you're in Lloydminster, though, the Lloydminster Legion will be hosting a live stream on Thursday to mark Remembrance Day, and it will get underway at 10:45 a.m. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Well, November is Financial Literacy Month, and I'm joined today with Elizabeth Robinson, the Program Director for ABC Life Literacy Canada, to talk a little bit more and get some skills and tips for people to improve their financial literacy. So, Elizabeth, thank you for taking some time to talk with us today. First of all, why is it important for Canadians to care about their financial literacy skills?
First, thank you very much for having me on. It's great to get to talk to you, and a happy Financial Literacy Month to everyone. It's an important initiative because everyone can benefit from a little extra learning, a little extra knowledge. And finances and money are something that cause stress for lots and lots of people, whether they're at the high end of the income spectrum or the lower ends of the income spectrum. And sometimes just taking a moment to sort of learn some new things, to get more familiar with your own finances, can be the first step towards sort of developing better habits, becoming more confident in dealing with your money, and sort of making some changes that you might need to in your life.
I'm sure that the pandemic has caused financial troubles for many Canadians, but having good financial literacy skills can definitely help people when it comes to navigating the pandemic and the financial challenges that come along with it. Can you give us some tips, first of all, just for people who maybe don't know that much about their financial situation, but are looking to improve it and get those skills?
Some basic things to think about when you're first getting started with wanting to improve your financial literacy are really about keeping track of your expenses, sort of looking at where your money is going, sort of making sure that you're more informed about sort of the debt that you have, the expenses and bills that you have to pay, just sort of thinking about what knowledge that you need to have for events coming up in your life right now. One of the things that we always recommend people to do is to sort of think about setting a goal and to really think about your own life and your own circumstance and what goal might be right for you. So it may be that you need to set up a savings account and you haven't done it yet. And maybe this can be the push to sort of finally start getting that account together. Or maybe you need to start having more conversations with your family members about finances, sort of bringing your kids into the picture and sort of talking to them about money and savings. Or it might just be that there's a sort of scary thing that you've been putting off, that now is the time to sort of finally do it. So maybe you want to set up online banking or talk to a financial advisor, or really just sit down and sort of get the full picture of the debt that you owe and what next steps there might be in sort of consolidating that or handling it in a better way.
Now, Elizabeth, it was 10 years ago that we first recognized Financial Literacy Month, and there's a lot of programs that you guys offer for people to gain new skills. And there's also programs that are targeted to certain people. So there's ones for Indigenous and different people with different abilities. Can you kind of take us through some of the programs that are offered and what comes with those programs?
ABC Money Matters is a free financial literacy program for adult learners. It's designed to be introductory in nature. We want it to be welcoming and friendly for everyone. And one of our main goals is to help people increase their financial confidence so that you can walk into a bank, talk to a potential lender, have conversations with your children about money in a way that you feel prepared and that you can advocate for yourself in those environments. So one of the ways that we've decided to present this material, we sort of divided it into separate streams for different kinds of learners. So we have a set of workbooks that are for general adult learners, a separate one for Indigenous people, and then a third stream for people with diverse abilities and some of the additional financial challenges that they face as well.
So where can people find those programs and access them?
So the great place to start is our website. So if you want to go to abcmoneymatters.ca, there's lots of information and resources there. There's also information about if you work for an organization where you think that the people that you know or work with might benefit from financial literacy, how you could host your own workshop. And we can help you get that set up, even arrange for an employee from TD to come and facilitate that for you so you can get that sort of expert banker knowledge as part of your financial training. Another place you might look is our website, abcskillshub.ca. And there we've turned some of our materials into online self-guided courses. So if group learning is not your thing and you prefer to sort of take something that's a little more self-paced, you can log in there and access a lot of great resources and content through our website.
Well, that's awesome. It seems like there's a lot of tools that are out there for people who are interested in improving their financial literacy skills, maybe not even for themselves, but also to just kind of model for their children and stuff like that. Is there anything else that you would want to say before we go today, Elizabeth?
The final thought I would like to leave people with is, don't be overwhelmed. Think about small steps, set a goal for yourself. Take Financial Literacy Month as an opportunity to think about one thing that you can do to improve your finances. Whether that's talking to your family or reaching out in your community to look for financial literacy training opportunities. There's definitely something that you could do today to help improve your financial outlook.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you for taking some time to talk with me. And a big message I got out of this is it's going to be individual to each person, and that's okay. And it's good to be able to just be looking and learning throughout life.
We'll now be ending off with taking another look at tomorrow temperatures across the region here. On the Alberta side, they are going to be seeing around mostly 7 degrees tomorrow with some at 8 and 9, and Wainwright will be seeing the warmest at 10 degrees tomorrow. While on the Saskatchewan side, they'll be slightly cooler, but Macklin will be at that warmer mark at 10 degrees as well, while most will be at that 6, 4, and 5 degree point. And switching back over to another look at our 7-day forecast, Saturday and Sunday we'll see a mix of some sun and cloud on Saturday with 8 degrees. Sunday will end off a bit cooler at 6 degrees with a lot more cloudier skies. Next week we'll be starting off on a cooler point as well with 4 degrees on Monday. Tuesday more cloud coverage at that 1 degree point. Wednesday we will be seeing a high chance of some flurries, so get ready. Snow is coming for everybody that has been dreading it. It's slowly coming here, unfortunately. And Thursday and Friday we'll see a 1 and that 0 mark.
Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News tonight, and have a splendid evening.